I took the bottles out the other night.
Yeah, we need the money.
God, no, I leave it for the homeless people.
Aww.
And I usually put them aside in another bag so that they don't have to dig through the recycling.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
I know.
Happy Monday. Hopefully you can be as philanthropic as Miss Jenna over here.
Speaking of philanthropic, this morning, we're recording this on Sunday, December, whatever.
Last night,
yes. And so I got out of my car, or go to my car this morning to go to the gym, and I have a car that's a little bit higher now, so obviously I'm short, and so it was like a block of ice. My car was a block of ice.
Yeah.
There was a guy who was parked two spots down for me, and as I started it, I got out to like start clearing everything off, and he came and helped me.
Oh.
He didn't even speak the same language I did. He spoke only French.
Oh, was he cute?
Oh no, well, he was really sweet.
He's cute because of his gesture.
No, and he was really, really nice. Like, even though he spoke no English at all, like, I tried with my French.
Yeah.
I can understand it pretty much fluently. However, I just don't speak it very much.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of going on, and he was like, "Oh, your French is good." And yeah, I was really happy about that.
We should
also, if there's any tutor out there who wants to tutor French for very cheap.
If you're going to live in Ottawa, yeah, it's like we got to brush up on it. Have you had trouble with brushing off your roof because you're such a short pipsqueak?
A little bit. My car's not that big, so it's not like if it was an SUV, no way. I'd be one of those people on the news that has a sheet of ice fly off and crack your windshield.
Yeah, it happened to me. I got complimented when I was in Montreal for stand-up last week. I got complimented by a local on my French accent because I started the show. I was like, it was an English show, but I was like, qui parle français ici? And everyone was like, yeah, me. And I was like, well, I don't, bitches. So and the guy was like, wow, your accent was really good.
Just because you said it?
That one line. And then I was like, qui parle français ici? Maybe it was the ici.
Or no, it's the taunt, like the pacing.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, like that.
Because living in Ottawa, like you hear it so often.
Well, and I was in French immersion. I really should be bilingual, but you don't use it, you lose it.
How long were you in French immersion for?
Until grade 8.
I was only until grade 4.
So
but
I have no
excuse.
With
me. It stuck with me 100%.
Gosh, man. So then after that compliment, I was all like proud of myself. So the next morning I went to Starbucks. Lopez, we're not asking you to speak French. And I ordered my coffee in French, and then the barista responded in English.
Oh, because she knew your French was that bad that you didn't speak it.
But I was insulted. Like,
I think that's
do that.
Rude.
Yeah.
So I was a server during the 2010 Olympics.
Oh.
And before we were doing that, because I worked for a large restaurant chain, they made us do like how to deal with tourists.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have people from all over the world come in. So part of it was like, if they try to speak English back because they're trying.
Yes.
Because they want to.
Exactly. That's how I felt.
Yeah. And if like the conversation gets lost, then you can revert back to like, let's say I spoke French or I spoke Japanese.
Yeah.
And I had Japanese people, if we became standstill, then I could revert back to Japanese.
Right.
But if they come and try to speak English, it means they want to.
That's how I felt. But the barista was very nice and everything, so I think she thought she was doing me a favor. But really, I was like, yeah, exactly. I felt
because Montreal is not like a 100% French city.
No.
Hey, tais-toi!
Yeah. Tabernacle Lopez.
Asseyez-vous sur les mains.
Look at him, he's all worried.
I just remember that my teacher telling me that in grade 2 all the time. Sit on your hands.
Anyway, I had a weird ass day today. I am in the twilight zone. Where do I start? First of all, I have to thank you because you saved me. I got a flat tire. I got a flat tire last night. I hit a curb because it was covered in snow and I thought I could just take the snowbank, but it was actually a cement curb. Don't ask. Totally blew my tire, so I didn't realize it was totally flat until this morning. So I text you because you're like my girlfriend. I was like, what do I do? And you know what she says to me? It can't be that hard. Google it. Watch a YouTube video.
Well, the reason I said that is because I had a flat tire one day too. And yes, I just stood on the curb, twirled my hair until some man came and fixed it.
See?
But when I watched them very carefully when they fixed it. Because I was like, okay, if I'm in the middle of the country, I'm not going to be able to twirl my hair and have some stranger come to my rescue. So, and if I do, maybe I don't want that stranger coming to my rescue.
Right.
But that's why, because I watched them and it wasn't very difficult at all. You have everything you need in your car. You have the jack, you have the spare tire, and you even have the like unlock the bolt things.
Yeah, I watched him do it, and I still don't think I could, but there was just a few tools needed. But the reason your advice, your bad advice, ended up helping me is because at the beginning of the YouTube video, the guy's like, if you have a car that's this model past a certain year, you're covered for free OnStar. I was like, F yes. I called OnStar and they were like, why yes, Mr. Reynolds, you're covered. So the guy came and put my spare on, so now I gotta go get it changed. I'll probably have to buy a new tire though.
Well, and I did mention that to you too.
Yeah.
That don't you have roadside assistance?
Yeah, oh yeah, you did say that.
And it's because when I went through that charade and I got it, one of my guy friends was like, I was dating a guy who worked at a Hyundai dealership and he's like, you have roadside assistance. And like gave me the phone number and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, and they were so polite.
Right.
I guess OnStar is based in the States because everyone I talked to on the phone had a really thick American and I loved it.
Or their call center is based out of the States or whatever.
So that happened to me. Then I'm looking in the mirror as I do. 3 gray hairs. I've never found a gray hair.
Welcome to my world.
But you know what? Because I don't bleach my hair anymore. And I realized I probably had these gray hairs all along.
You should let the grays come in. Oh, it would be like streaks.
Oh, God. I'm only 30.
No, you're not.
And then, final weird thing. My ex-boyfriend called me distressed because he got dumped.
No.
And he calls me? The nerve. Like, as if I'm gonna come, anyway, we're not getting into that.
But what if you're the only one he felt you could talk to?
Well, whatever. I just thought I loved every second of it.
I just think it's funny that you were never introduced to the new boyfriend.
I know.
When the breakup happens, you learn all of
I learned a lot.
Right.
And he even talked about me. I think I would have got along with the new boyfriend. I think that's why he didn't want us to meet, because he sounds like a great guy. Maybe I'll be friends with him now.
Well, maybe you'll start hooking up with your ex-boyfriend's
ex-boyfriend,
and that's a story.
I'll do it for the podcast.
We could do a whole Monday episode just on that.
Oh yeah, we have a letter to get to. I forgot.
We do.
We could talk all day.
And this one is like so near and dear to me because not only do I have a friend going through the exact same thing right now, but my parents also separated for a year and there's things going around, so I can completely relate to this person. So here is the letter.
Oh boy.
Jesse and Jenna, I need some guidance. Guidance. I like how she says guidance, not like an answer. Guidance.
Look at the way Lincoln's looking at us right now.
Right.
He's listening.
My parents have been married for 30 years, and I always thought that they had a loving relationship until I just found out some heartbreaking news.
Uh-oh.
My mom is cheating on my dad, and I don't know what to do.
Oh, the mom.
Yeah. My friends were out at a restaurant the other week in a town close to ours and saw my mom having dinner with another man. At first, I didn't figure it was a big deal until they showed me pictures. The two were definitely more than friends. They were holding hands and kissing each other on the cheek. My mom didn't get home until well after midnight on the night in question. I was devastated as I love both my parents.
Oh.
I took some time to deal with my own anger, and now that I have that under control, do you though? I'm not sure what to do next. Should I tell my mom that I found out? Should I go straight to my dad? I have to do something because this is really stressing me out and it's a huge weight on my shoulders. Totally understandable. I should also mention that I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 25.
I was wondering.
If they aren't happy together, then they should figure that out. What do you think I should do? Any advice is appreciated because I'm torn and pretty hurt over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, she puts a nice note here. Thanks for taking the time to give me some advice and for giving people in difficult situations a chance to vent on your podcast. From the first time I heard your show on the radio, I've always felt that you were my friends. Don't worry, I'm not a stalker. That's what stalkers say.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind if you were.
And then she signs it off by saying, thanks for being you, KP.
Aww.
I don't even know if this is a female. I'm sorry if it's a male.
I got the vibe it was a female.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't know. Maybe because most of our listeners are women.
But I'm sorry, but thanks for saying those nice things about us. All I ever wanted to do whenever I got into radio and broadcasting was like make people feel safe and comfortable and happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you haven't done that yet.
Right? I'm going to have that tattooed on my ass when I go home for Christmas.
I love, she's a long time Jesse and Jenna. We need to give our listeners a name, or we're not famous enough yet. Like a beehive. But I love that she remembers us from the radio.
Messiest?
The
Messers?
The Messies?
Messers? No, I don't know.
No, it's just douchebaggy. They have to name themselves.
Right.
All right, so here we go. I'm glad, first of all, that she's 25, because when you were reading it, I was worried it was like 13.
I think that 25 is one of the hardest ages to go through this.
Well.
Because you're torn between, like, being that kid still. And at 25, you still, when it comes to your parents, feel like that kid.
Yeah.
But you're also now an adult and figuring out your own life.
Yeah.
So I think that even though 25 is great because she's older and she has more of an understanding, sometimes that understanding can make things harder.
Do you think that there's a connection between like your parents' romance and you as a kid? Because like initially I'm thinking, butt out, it's none of your business. But I'm kind of like, well, you wouldn't be here if it weren't for the romance, so it is kind of your business.
So a lot of years ago, and this is why I had to come back from Tampa, Florida, my parents split up. And they split up for a year.
Yeah.
And I had to play both sides because I'm an only child.
I know.
So I had to be there for my dad, I had to be there for my mom. And I always, whenever information would be brought to light, coming usually from my mother, because if you're the one being cheated on, I don't know if my dad cheated, but there was hints towards that, I'd stop her right away and say, your romantic relationship with my father is completely different from our family dynamic.
Yeah.
We will always be family. We will always all love each other. What your personal romantic relationship is to me is separate. It's none of my business. Which sounds so weird because I'm an integral part and I'm a product of that romantic relationship.
But it's icky. Like I don't want to get down in the weeds with my parents.
Well, and also like, what is it gonna really benefit you knowing that someone cheated on someone or somebody had this or somebody had that?
God, that's a tough position because if you do love both your parents equally, you feel both sides. If it is a girl, which I'm sure it is, KP. I feel like I know which listener this is.
Okay. Well, don't out them.
Okay, I'll tell you after.
And don't whisper in my ear. There's a microphone.
I stopped myself.
My God. What would he do without me?
I know.
He wouldn't have made it more than a year into radio if it wasn't for me.
No.
He would have got kicked off.
Yeah. Well, I only made it 3 with you.
A few times. Yeah.
But anyway, I think because it's a girl, talk to your mom privately.
Right.
Because if you blow this up with the dad, I feel like I'm generalizing, but straight men maybe don't take cheating as well as women. It sounds so bad to say that, but I almost feel like it's expected on some level that men are going to cheat. But when a woman does it, it's like so much worse, which is a huge double standard. But do you know what I mean?
I think too, like, also, before you even get into that zone of telling someone and discussing it with your parents, like, you have to figure out too, like maybe your parents have a different arrangement now and they're just not telling you about it because again, their romantic relationship is
I see.
So even though you're 25, it sounds like you might live at home still, which is totally normal, not hating on that. And if that's the case, maybe they're waiting for you to move before they actually break up or they've already separated. It's like those parents that slept in separate bedrooms for however many years, only till the graduation of the youngest, all of a sudden they separate.
Yeah. Or maybe they have an open agreement here. We don't know. We've learned a lot.
That's true too. I also think that, and one thing we don't think about is how this will affect you in the long run. If you go to your mom and say, Mom, I caught you, and your mom goes to your dad, are you prepared to watch your parents' marriage fall apart like that?
And you were the messenger. You know what I mean?
Well, you're directly involved.
Right.
Right. So are you prepared for that? I love how she said she worked through her anger because you can't make any decisions when you're angry.
Right.
However, have you worked through the possibility that maybe this is going to turn your world upside down?
Yeah.
Or if your parents split up, Christmas is done.
Well, now you get 2.
Done.
Now you get 2.
But think about people that have a significant other and they have 5 different Christmases.
Oh, they just get stressed out.
They hate it.
Yeah, they hate it.
So that's not a good thing. But are you prepared to? Because you will be the nail in the coffin of this marriage.
Or if you just let it run its course, maybe she'll realize this affair isn't so hot and she loves your dad. Sometimes it has that effect on people.
Right.
When this was going back to 2007, but when my boyfriend at the time, we broke up back then for 6-8 months, and I dated a couple other guys, and I realized that I liked my ex, and that we got back together because I was like, I tried other fish in the ocean, I didn't like them. So there's a bit of that too, maybe.
Yeah.
That could happen.
I think at this, after 30 years of marriage, there's always a reason for cheating too. Not that it makes it any better. But it's usually when someone's lacking in some area. So why is your mom cheating? And is she actually really cheating or is she just having a flirtatious affair with someone?
Wow. It was late at night and she
said midnight.
Come on.
It's not that late.
Well, it's late for me.
But do you know what I mean? Maybe she just feels that, and people become complacent in relationships. They stop acknowledging each other's beauty and their sexiness. The spontaneity runs out. So could this be a case of maybe your parents, they just sort of fizzled out, and this is your mom's way of getting that attention that she craves and needs? And like I said, it doesn't forgive cheating. However, you can understand.
Yeah, after a long time in a relationship, the hot sex part does fade away. It just does. You have to really work on it. You become family.
Right.
So you love each other just as much, but it's not hot and heavy. So 30 years, ugh. This is why I'm a big advocate for non-monogamy, even though it's hard.
Well, my parents split up for that year. I had to come back from university, so I must have been 20. Wait, I went with that 18.
So wait a minute.
18. So
Don't
I must
hurt
have been like
yourself.
21, 22, 23. I gave myself a big.
Yeah.
But I had to come over, and it literally, what it did was it made me have to take care of my mom. Like
Aw.
it reversed it,
Yeah.
and my mom became the child, and I became the adult. And what that did in the long run, I'm glad that my parents got back together. They're happier than they've ever been.
Mm.
But it totally changed the dynamic of our relationship too, between me and my mom.
Why?
We became equals, if me not above.
Like, well, let's ask her that. Let's call Marta right now. But did you find then, so like what I just said, when I had a break a long time ago, did they kind of date other people and realize they loved each other?
My mom definitely didn't. My mom lost all her cool.
Oh.
Yeah, she lost so much weight.
Oh, that's not a bad thing.
She ran away from home. Like, it was crazy. My dad, I think, tried to move forward and maybe tried to date. But one horrid night, my aunt was in town visiting, and we were at my house where my dad wasn't living. And he was at his friend's house, which was not too far away. And we found out that my mom's best friend, since she was very young, named Lulu, had passed away in a car accident, in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
So I took my cousins and into the car to drive up to his friend's house to say, because he wasn't answering his phone.
Mm-hmm.
I knocked at the door and a woman answered. And I knew the house he was at. It was his friend's, and he had a girlfriend. But I don't know why, but as soon as she opened the door, I was like, where the fuck's my dad? And I went red. And she was like, Jenna, like she knew me, and I didn't see her because I was blind with rage.
What were you mad
Just
about?
the fact that a woman answered the door.
Wow.
I thought he was at his buddies having a drunk old time.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm like, I have to deal with your fucking ex-wife while you're out here partying. Like, that's how it went.
So you got right in the middle that we're telling this girl not to.
Exactly. But I didn't get in the middle because I didn't know the details. I just knew in the moment.
Mm.
So that's what I mean, is like when you bring this to light, is exactly what Jesse just pointed out. When you bring this to light, you have to be ready to get on that emotional roller coaster with them.
I have a similar story to you, but it was in the moment thing. My parents split up when I was 13 because my dad cheated, and he's still with the woman he cheated with. But, you know, my dad's not the greatest anyway. But so they were fighting about it when my mom found out, and she was holding my little brother, and they were yelling at each other, and he was crying. So I went up, and I was like, just get him out of here, Mom. And she was like, you know what? He's right. Get your shit and get out. And I'm so proud of that, because they would have just fought all night, you know? And then he got out and they broke up, and it was a very hard divorce and stuff, but I guess I didn't get as involved.
And I'm sorry to tell KP this, our writer, but no matter what decision you make, whether you tell someone or not, your life is gonna be completely turned upside down for the next year.
It's tough because if she does nothing, she's gonna feel like...
And she said that right here. She's like, it's really stressing me out, and it's a huge weight on my shoulders, which I can like almost empathetically feel right now, like, physically. So, you know, it's such a hard...
She's got to talk to the mom private. That's what I think. And then it could be like a bargaining tool.
Also depends on your relationship with your mom. Are you super close to her? If you're super close, then definitely have a discussion with her and say, if you don't tell him, I am.
Yeah.
Or we need to figure something out.
But if
you're not close...
Then use it for blackmail.
Jesse.
Right?
Christmas is just around the corner.
It is.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's a horrible suggestion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, if I was in your position, what would I do? What would I do?
I think I would talk to the mom.
I'd be so pissed off, though. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat how I would feel. And I can kind of feel it right now in the pit of my stomach. I would rage on my mom. But I would wait until, like, the house was empty and it was just me and her. And then be like, you fucking me.
But then you talk to her and she'd probably tell you her reasons. You know, after 30 years, your father doesn't tell me I'm beautiful anymore, doesn't make me feel affectionate. And this new Casanova who helped brush snow off the car.
And I have a lot of friends. I have this one friend, and Her dad was cheating on her mom for like 6 years, an affair. And then finally when it came out and everything was discovered and they separate or divorce, he's still with this woman and he's happier than ever. Like, I saw him not too long ago and I was like, I've known him since I was in preschool. And I was like,
wow,
I've never seen you this happy. So sometimes I feel like it works out. It's just you're going to have to tread through the sludges of this before. And that's the unfortunate part about being a kid. Like, being a child of two parents is when things like that happen, like, you're directly involved.
Mm-hmm. You just made me think of like a Hallmark movie where if the cheating couple was like so nice and fell in love and the wife was such a bitch at home, it would paint it to be like, this is meant to be, but then the wife would have a totally different view on it.
Right.
Love is hard.
You know, but then you are reassured. I met this couple, one of the ladies that taught my course or whatever. She's divorced from her baby daddy, like her husband, her ex-husband, and she's with someone new and he's with someone new, and they have a fully blended family.
Oh, that's cool.
Where they take pictures together, they go to events, they go on vacations together.
I like that.
So, you know, maybe that is possible.
Yeah.
Like, we're just making assumptions. My dad always says, don't put the ass in assumptions.
There's more to that song, isn't there? It makes an ass of you and
I didn't know there was even a song.
I believe there's a song.
But, you know, don't put ass in assumptions. I also think that because you put your anger aside, and anger is like the worst emotion to get in the way of logical decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But because you've put that aside now, follow your gut. What does your heart tell you to do?
Yeah.
And I know it sounds weird, but
she's like, fuck my heart, I'm asking you to.
We're definitely not your hearts.
Yeah.
Or heart. But, you know, what does your gut tell you to do? What do you want to do?
It's not obvious from her letter either what she wants to do. I
feel like she's cleared it out.
Yeah. Should I go straight to my dad?
What should I do?
Should I go, that line says something to me. Should I go straight to my dad?
It sounds like she's a bit of a daddy's girl.
Yeah, like, well, aren't all daughters? That's the thing. I still think you should talk to the mom private because I think your dad could flip out and, you know, I don't know. I don't think this is my psychic Sylvia Brown is telling me this is not the be-all end-all for her mom. I think this is a hot, passionate affair and it'll be over soon. Or
start snooping on your dad. Maybe he's up to his own shticks too.
He probably is.
But then you'll realize that your parents' marriage is a complete sham.
Doesn't shit like this make you so glad to be single? Right. That, like, you see that meme, I'm cozy in bed, this is how I sleep knowing no one's out cheating on me?
I was at the at my work party a couple nights ago, and all these guys had to be on their best behavior because their wives were there, like, so no drinking. You know me, I came on with my invisible party hat on, and you know when I have my invisible party hat on, shots, everybody.
Oh, danger.
Anyways, and it's so funny to watch how they have to behave a certain way, and then at the end of the day I was like, I'm gonna go home blackout drunk, and I'm gonna also lay on my couch for the whole day, having nothing to do, no one to answer to.
I love it.
Clothes spread all over the place because as soon as I get in the door, I'm just whipping them all off.
Oh yeah, bra off.
Right.
That's why I was so happy, and I hope he doesn't listen when my fucking ex called me all upset that he got dumped. I'm like, ha! Serves you right for getting into a relationship. Right. Just don't do it. No. Find a gay BFF and you'd be fine.
The one thing I'm going to tell you, no matter what you decide to do, and I think maybe you should have a talk with your mom. I think both of us agree. Like,
yeah, that's
mention
the answer.
Something to her, but maybe don't mention anything to her straight up and be like,
yeah, good idea.
Be like, so you didn't get home till midnight the other night. Where were you?
Yeah, or yes, do that, or pry as, how are things with dad?
Or now you'll notice her cell phone habits.
Mm-hmm. But she already knows she's cheating, so what's that?
Well, when you're out shopping together or going for lunch or whatever you do, mom and daughter, and you notice her on her phone all the time, be like, oh, are you texting dad? And you'll see the immediate reaction.
You're right.
Humans suck at lying.
Because this could be like a guy, she's planning a big surprise party for your dad. The guy could be a gay wedding planner or party planner. You don't know, so don't assume.
But she would be kissing on the cheek and stuff.
Right.
But
maybe not at midnight. Well, yeah.
If you ever need any other advice, you can message us privately too.
You know, I sometimes feel guilty on these episodes because we always kind of leave it wishy-washy. And remember in radio,
but there is no exact answer to this.
There isn't.
We can just tell her about our experience and what we've been through. And as someone who kind of went through the same thing, I can only tell you what to prepare for and just be prepared that as soon as that information you have leaves your body, your whole life and family and view of relationships is going to turn.
Yeah. But you're right. We both got involved, though. It was in the heat of the moment when we got involved,
Right.
but we still were involved. And I have to say, even though I don't have a great relationship with my dad, he and his new wife have been together
Right.
longer than he was with my mom. So it kind of gives me a new respect for like, oh,
And
okay.
my friend said this after her dad had that 6-year affair. She looked at me and she goes, as much as I don't like that woman, I'm so happy that he's finally happy. And he obviously wasn't getting that happiness from anywhere else.
Yeah, see, you have to
So-
look at that. Look at all sides.
Yeah, and it's really hard when you're in
It
the
is.
moment of it because it's not a long-term, that's a long-term benefit.
You don't
Short
see
term,
it.
it's really messed up.
Yeah.
You know?
God, that's a tough
Like,
one.
because it also will destroy your family. I don't know how close both sides of your parents' family are.
Yeah, she didn't mention if she has brothers
Right.
or sisters, eh?
Because I remember when my parents went through the divorce, my mom's my mom's mom didn't like my dad for a bit. My dad's parents didn't like my mom for a bit. And there was like this divide between me as the only one connected to both sides of the families. It was that weird tug of war.
That's hard for a kid, too. I know you weren't
Well, I
a kid,
wasn't. I
but,
was like the same age as her.
but that's still hard to be in that position.
Oh, so hard. It took a long time for it to
Yeah.
repair.
That's like my sister Justine now is that between
Right.
my parents because
It's
she
hard.
still talks
Because
about
you'll stand there and you'll be at one event and they're talking shit about your mom or your dad.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't, even if it's true, you don't want people to talk shit about your parents.
That's right. It's like you can, but the minute someone else
Right.
does, watch out, bitch. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Let me take my earrings
Yeah.
off.
Exactly.
We're throwing bows. But I do wish you the best of luck. And I know this is like the hardest thing to ever have to do since it's the holidays.
It's the hardest thing I've ever
Here's an
had to
idea.
do.
Write a card out to your mom. Say, I know you're cheating, and put it in her stocking stuffer. I'm just joking.
No, no, I like that. But from Santa Claus, you've been a naughty girl. You know what I mean. Lump
The
of coal.
copy of the picture. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just joking. But that would be vindictive and evil.
Ooh, but you just made me think of something. You could do like, I don't know if your mom believes in ghosts and shit, but you could like leave like a pamphlet on the counter about why cheating is bad for your health, or like
Oh, God.
little hints about why you should not.
Passive aggressive.
I guess, kind of mysterious.
So we're taking a break for a long time. We won't
Well,
see
we
you
have an
until
episode on
2020.
Friday. We have one coming this
I
Friday,
always
and then
forget which.
that's the last one. But
But this will be the last Monday episode.
Yeah, right.
For
2
until
weeks.
2020.
that's right.
I know.
End of the decade. What a decade it's been.
God. I was telling you this the other day. I said to you, I was like, we've only been friends for like 3 or 4 years.
No, 5. Well, we weren't really friends the first year I worked at the station.
Yeah, we were.
So 5.
I was probably your best friend out of
Yeah,
everyone.
that's true. I'm sorry for saying that, actually. But I just mean, yeah, you
We weren't
truly-
as close.
Yeah, now.
But we
yeah.
went through so many like personal
And still are, honey.
traumatic events.
Yeah.
And then obviously professional traumatic events that, you know, we,
Maybe
like,
we're just bad luck for each other.
it's like we've been friends for like 40 years now.
Cheers, girlfriend.
Cheers.